everyone, here is my end of September update for my Bath and Body Works project Use It Up. I'm going to go over my empties first. For this month, we used up 2 foaming soaps. The first one is in the scent The Perfect Autumn. This was pretty nice. It's definitely more fall appropriate. The weather went down to maybe like the 80s in California, but now it's in the hundreds. So this is a little bit almost too fall, but it was nice while the weather was slightly cooler. The previous fill-in was like about here, so we used up the remainder for that month. And just to recap, the scent notes are fresh cranberry, spiced pumpkin, and crisp apple. So for this soap, I think I would definitely repurchase it. I don't like too much like any type of spices or even pumpkin scents. However, the main note I get is the crisp apple, so it definitely tones down the pumpkin scent in this. And I feel like the fresh cranberry just adds a fruity aspect that also tones down the pumpkin, so this is definitely a repurchase. Moving on to the second soap, this is Sweater Weather, also a foaming hand soap. The fill line was right around the same mark, so right about here, so we finished up the rest. To recap again, the scent notes are sage, eucalyptus, and fresh woods. This definitely smells more masculine. This was in my dad's bathroom, if I'm not mistaken. The main notes that I guess is just a very cool, almost like a cool fall, like aftershave smell. I think it's definitely the woody note as well as the eucalyptus, but it's not so eucalyptus heavy that it smells like aromatherapy or like the aromatherapy line from Bath and Body Works. Both of these were really nice and they are definite repurchases for the next SAS. For this month, I only had one wallflower plug. I forgot or I misplaced the tag, but this is in the scent Strawberry Pound Cake. This is a definite repurchase again and again. I already have, I want to say like 8 backups of this, so I'm already good on that end. It was really hard to get the last bit of the oil. I think you can tell that the wick got very overheated, so I think that affected the amount of scent throw it gave, but for the most part I was able to smell it throughout the duration of its use. And finally, I have the spray hand sanitizer that I had and had no progress. Then I gave it to my dad and he basically finished it up mostly by himself. This spray hand sanitizer was in the scent Sunshine and Lemons. So when I gave this to my dad, it was practically full, and then last month I showed that I was responsible for this little part that he didn't want to use because it was a hassle. During, I believe it was the Labor Day weekend, this was the main hand sanitizer that we all used after coming out of every store. I was just that person going like, hey, you want some hand sanitizer, and just spraying people regardless of what they answered. The scent is very nice. I like it that you always feel clean and it just smells like very fresh, and it's definitely not too heavy of a scent. This scent is a repurchase. I have this scent also in other forms. I'm really happy that I bought this. I don't think I have really any cons about this product. I really enjoyed it the whole entire time. It took me forever to use it, but I definitely do like it. Okay, and finally I have a candle. I already cleaned this one out. I believe during my last update, the wax was like about to right here. I was having a lot of burn issues, so I think I had like the puny wicks and it was just sooting and starting to mix in with the wax and discolor it. So I opted to warm it instead, and I just don't think that this scent Mary Cookie just agrees with me, though I love the packaging of this candle. It's a luminary, and unlike other luminaries, sometimes the like packaging peels off, but this one didn't. It stayed intact, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't mark it. So here's the lid, and I've already cleaned this out completely. It was super easy using my silicone mold, and now I have just my reusable cotton rounds here. And I like that you can kind of see through a little bit. And then here are just the woodland creatures, super cute. To recap, the scent notes are fresh baked cookies, sparkling sugar crystals, rich vanilla, and essential oils, or with essential oils. And I think the main issue that I have with this one is that I don't like how it performs when it burns. And I also don't like it when I'm warming it. So I have a feeling that maybe it's the vanilla in this. I still have, I believe, 2 single wicks left. So once I'm done with that, I like have so many notes to myself never to buy this scent again. But at least I got this really pretty packaging out of it. It's super cute. I wish that they would bring more luminaries back. These were all my empties for the month of September. 1 3-wick candle, 2 foaming hand soaps, 1 spray hand sanitizer, and 1 wallflower plug. Okay, moving on to body care, we have the Cherry Limeade Shower Gel. I'm so glad I bought this, and I was kind of doubting myself because I noticed that a lot of people do like a seasonal project Use It Up. However, I tend to just use whatever products that I have open. I don't like having so many products open at once because I feel like then they go bad. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's just my idea. And this has been so nice. I know everyone is like really into pumpkins right now, but I feel like that's just too heavy, especially right now. It was 101 today, so this is just super refreshing. I love it. It's like when you're outside and you're sweating and you just like have a very cold, chill drink. This is how I feel like when I'm showering. They never brought back this scent. I'm not sure if they will. This was during the summer SAS for 2021. They brought back a lot of other scents, but not this one. Here are the fill lines. This was last month for August, and then I used up all of this for September. I'm still using this with my silicone body scrub, and I'm really enjoying it. I find that I'm not really gravitating towards the Bath & Body Works shower poofs. I feel like those are a little bit too like dense for me. The silicone body scrub, I end up using more of the product, which is exactly what I want. Here are the scent notes once again: juicy red cherries, candied lime, and sparkling citrus soda. So I'm definitely going to keep this and use it up until maybe it gets like really cold, or at least in the 70s. Then I'll maybe consider adding another more warmer scent into the mix. And finally, my Love Always Wins Fine Fragrance Mist in the scent Sunwash Citrus. I previously mentioned that I was using this after the shower, but I kind of stopped doing that, and my mom was looking for a room spray, so I gave this to her. So maybe about the first half of September, I was using this on my clothes and after the shower, and then towards the latter half of the month, my mom was using it as a room spray. As you can tell, this is a very slow progress, but here was my previous fill line for August, and here I am in September. Maybe if I really, really power through, I can finish this. No guarantees. My goal, I want to set a realistic goal and say in 2 months, this will be completely done with. Hopefully less, but you know, one can hope. And here we have Raspberry Jam Donut in the body cream. This is in the former formula in the Ultra Shea body cream, not the hyaluronic acid one. If I open this, this isn't super yellow, but it's definitely yellow enough where I know that that wasn't the color it was when I purchased it. I really love this. At first, it was a little bit too heavy, but I found that if I shower at night, which is my preference, I like showering at night, that I feel like this is kind of almost like a very warm, cozy hug. I feel like it almost makes you like hungry at night or want like some coffee and bread or a bagel. Previously, this body cream weighed 6.9 ounces, and right now it weighs 4.4. I'm not sure exactly how much this packaging weighs because the lid portion is kind of heavy. So hopefully I'm pretty close to finishing this. I plan to continue using this as my main body conditioner, so I'm going to put all my efforts into finishing this up because once I finish this one, I have the hyaluronic acid body creams to work on. And here is the 1000 Wishes body lotion in the travel size that I added last month. It was all the way full, but I noticed that it's really hard to market. So the last time that I kind of waited for all the product to settle, it was right there and now it's here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the weight of it, put a picture of how much it weighs, but as of right now, it weighs 3.6 ounces, and I feel like that's the best way to actually know how much you're using instead of visually, because obviously like right here there's a little bit of a gap, so you think you're right here, but then when you use it or like you flip it upside down, it's like no progress. But I've mainly been using this as a hand cream, and I really like it when I go into work once a week when I'm not working remotely. And I feel like it just brings like a sense of joy when I'm working. It's something I look forward to, and I feel like any little bit of joy while you're working helps. It makes the day go by faster. For my only hand sanitizer, we have this very old watermelon lemonade. Here are the previous fill lines. So I was right here during August, and then now I am right here at September. By the looks of my progress, this should be done by the next update. I'm also putting that out there. Once again, I don't use this for the antibacterial purposes. I just use this when I'm in the car to like smell the scent. Since it's quite old, I'm sure the scent changed, but once you get past all the alcohol or the alcohol dries out, then I do smell watermelon lemonade. I am enjoying this more than the previous one because this one is slightly more of a gel consistency instead of just straight up liquid. For soaps, we have the one that's exclusively mine because no one likes it, Berry Waffle Cone. I don't know why everyone's hating, but you know, everyone has their own preferences. I am going a bit slowly because I'm also focusing on my LUSH physical hand soaps that I've had for years, so that's why I haven't finished this. At least that's what I'm telling myself. So for August, I was right here, and then now in September, I've used up this much. So I'm pretty consistent each month, except for right here. I think that's when I started adding more and more LUSH soaps, or I think I was getting help from my family. But I'm still using this set and enjoying it. I have a feeling it's the waffle note that really throws people off, but I still like it. I'm definitely team Berry Waffle Cone, body care, home fragrance, even the candle. So I'm not expecting to finish this anytime soon, but I'm enjoying it for sure while I can. Since we finished 2 hand soaps, this is one of the new ones that we added. This is in the scent White Pumpkin. So we're practically almost done with this. Here is where it was when we added it to the project. And then now it is like right about here. So I'm sure in like a week or 2, this will be gone. The scent notes for this one are gingered white pumpkin, caramel glaze, and warm blended spices. Surprisingly, I know it has a lot of like spicy notes, but this one just smells like a very muted pumpkin with like added sweetness to it, which everyone really likes. It's not overbearing and it's not like excessively sweet. So the scent lingers only slightly on your hands. So if you like very strong, noticeable scents, this isn't that. This is definitely more of like a very soft, delicate, pumpkin-y scent. And we've already had this like 2 years ago, so this is definitely a repurchase. And I think we're going to continue to repurchase this. Hopefully they have this scent during the next semi-annual sale. And to replace the second soap that we used up, we added Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin to go with the fall theme. I mean, we have to have fall somewhere. When we added this into the project, it was right here, so completely full, and now it is right here. We've been mainly using the white pumpkin, hence why it's so like low. But this is also very nice. The scent notes are harvest pumpkin, spice clove, and sugarcane. I just smell this to refresh my memory, but despite it having pumpkin and then clove, this is also very similar to white pumpkin where it's a definite pumpkin scent, but it almost has a bit of like soapiness, like a soapy scent that overtakes it, which everyone in my family likes because if it was too spicy or too pumpkin-y, then I don't think they'd like it. I don't know if that is just how this scent smells like because I remember when I smelled the body care, it's a little bit too heavy, but this I feel like is just perfect. Moving on to my sister's room spray. So previously this weighed 1.7 ounces and right now it weighs 1.6 ounces. She's working on this very slowly. She only uses the scent once a day. Specifically at night, what my sister does is that she sprays this in her room, which is kind of like somewhat like small to medium, and then closes the door, washes her face and all that. And then by the time she's done, maybe like an hour or so later, she enters the room and goes to sleep. That way it's not super overpowering, and I think that's a great idea. I might start doing that with my room spray once I finish Sunshine and Lemons and all my other scents that I'm focusing on. But yeah, I thought that was a very nice way to try to finish this up. Here we have Winter, our designated bathroom spray. Previously, this weighed 1.4 ounces, and right now it weighs 1.1 ounces. So we're very close. I mentioned this previously, but typically around the 0.7 ounces, that means it's fully empty, so we are almost there. I think when I use this, I might end up using 2 spritz because typically I only use 1 spritz when I use the restroom, but maybe I'll just do 2 to try to finish this up. Who knows? My mom gets a little bit like choked up with some room sprays, and this is definitely one of the ones that occurs to her. Well, maybe I'll try to do that unless she tells me otherwise. For the candles, unfortunately, there's no progress in this pineapple pound cake, but I'm still going to keep it in the project because I feel like this is going to be perfect for the weather because despite I think this came out during the fall of last year, the pineapple goes very well with this weather. Unfortunately, I never feel like burning candles when it's like over 90, and it was like that practically all of September, so I might just burn this in the evenings or maybe even at night. The wicks look nice and everything. I have maybe about like 3 backups of this. I've never burned it before, so I'm very excited to try it out, and now that a Mary Cookie is out of my life, I can just focus on this. I think Looking back, one of the reasons why I didn't burn this is because I wanted to smell this for what it was and not mix it with this Mary cookie that I was hate warming. So this is no progress. Hopefully next month I'll have a lot of progress, but we shall see. Fingers crossed that this burns okay. And then here we go, gingerbread marshmallow single wick. I was warming this, just to note this one burned beautifully. For the most part, I didn't have any burn issues with this, and surprisingly, this is a very strong candle. I've been warming this quite a few times with both my bottom plate warmer and my top candle warmer, and the scent both smells great, so I am definitely going to repurchase this one. I want to say by next month, I will be completely done with this. Moving on to my wallflower, this is the scent Rainbow Confetti. If I put it upright, here was my previous lines. Funny story about this one, I estimated that I would be done with it and that this would be an empty this month, but I was calculating that based on having this on the high intensity. And I realized that this was not on high, it was on low. So that explains the very sad progress. So now I'm going to keep this and like double check it has the 3 lights on. I think what happened is that when you plug this in initially, it starts with the second light being on. So I think instead of me just pressing this once, I ended up like double clicking it, so that would have switched it to low. I'm like going to be more conscious of that and just be very careful. And moving on to my dual wallflower plug, despite me unplugging this and replugging it maybe like 2 or 3 times, they're fairly even. On the right side is Pink Lemonade, which I really like how it smelled initially, but it's definitely a lot lighter than the left scent. The left scent, it's a guaranteed repurchase, which is Juicy Pink Grapefruit. These are very summer scents, which I like. This changes the scent, so I never get bored of it. Moving on to the LUSH portion of the Project Use It Up. Last month I had Snow Fairy cold press soap, just a little bit that my scale weighted as 0 ounces. So I completely finished that, yay. Really love this, but I only ended up using it once. For whatever reason, I think I wanted to finish up a scrub that I had. Previously, this weighed 1.7 ounces, and now it weighs 1.6. Moving on to Baked Alaska. I don't really like the scent anymore. I'm so tired of this scent, and I have like 2 more. I'm trying to power through this one as well. Previously, this weighed 0.5 ounces, and now it weighs 0.3 ounces. And I find the smaller the soap gets, the harder it is to use. I don't know if there's a trick in how to use up soap once it gets like smaller and smaller, but I definitely want to get rid of this as soon as possible. And then here we have 1/3 of the Strawberry Santa soap. This soap is very easy to break apart. I'm assuming by my next shower, this middle part is going to break off. So I think that's just one of the things that tends to happen. Previously, this weighed 2.1 ounces, and now it weighs 1.4 ounces. The smell isn't too sweet, but I do like it. It's fruity enough that I enjoy it. And my sister's North Polar Bear soap that weighed 2.6 ounces. It just looks super gross, so I'm not going to show it. But I might show it next time. She's currently in the shower, so I think that explains why it's somewhat weird and gross looking. For my last item, we have the Celebrate Lush Body Spray. I only use this a few times, but I think I'm heavy-handed the times that I do use it. So previously, this weighed 5 ounces, and right now it weighs 4.6. Alright, so that's it for my project Use It Up. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Okay, bye.